Okay, so now we're on row 3, which is this row here. Last time out. That's the last time the horse ran. If you go down to the race card, you'll see that this is the last the form that the horse has. So some will have lots of form and some will have none at all. Now you'll notice that some will have a minus. That means they haven't ran in the new season. So that you generally get that from jump to jump season. But you also get it from obviously flat to flat season as well, where horses are only run on flat or only run on jump. And so as the season's changed, so this horse is running today, but it hasn't ran since the jump season started, which wasn't very long ago anyway. A kind of slash like that, forward slash, that means like over a year ago, so it hasn't run for quite a while. I always wary of those horses. They always seem to come out and win, so I don't know. But you can never tell. But that means that they haven't run. The only reason I tell you that is because you can actually use that as a wild card if you want to. So you could put in minus there, and it will only show horses that haven't run this season yet, or you could add the not bit of it. Sorry, my screen is a little smaller on here. That should be along there. But if you put not, it won't show any races with dash, or you could put slash and that sort of thing. So there's a few things you can do. This part here is to be able to do wild card searching. So you can do it on the last figure, the first figure, or any figure. And you can do it in 2, 3, 4, 5 figures. So you can kind of like mix up a wild card search, or you can do it this way. -1 is that they fail, or they failed last time out, or didn't finish the race last time out. And 0 was outside the top 10, and all the rest are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, you can select favourites only by doing that kind of thing. Oh, sorry, horses that won first time out, not favourites, but horses that run first time out, or not first last time out. So you've got a number of choices there. FTH is a first time handicap. So keep that. Basically, sometimes I just see people going, oh yeah, this is a good system, and so I give it to my members so that they can check it out themselves and find out if first time handicaps is a good system or not, or whether it can be used in another system or whatever. So again, lots to do in that area. I mean, that area alone could give you quite a few different sort of variations in searches. Number of runs. So this is number of runs the horses has had. So 0 being 0, 1 being 1, whatever. So you could, if you're looking for unexposed horses, unexposed is obviously a little bit of how you feel an unexposed horse is, but that's a horse that hasn't run that often. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I kind of think of it sort of under 8, but some will say under 6, and some will say first 3 races, that kind of thing. Totally how you feel it is. The last 3, and this is a combination of the last 3 runs combined. So basically, if I show you one that's got basically more than 2 form, so for this instance, this one is last 3 is 6. 2 plus 1 plus 3 is 6. 2 and 1 is 3, but because it uses the last 3, it adds 10 for the last one. So it's a little bit weird on races where there isn't much form, so be a little bit careful with that. But basically I went with, okay, if it hasn't run, then we give it a 10 because it is the last 3 combined. It's just the way I had to do the adding up, so I'm not sure how useful that is, but it's something different. And runs this season, so have they run this season? If not, and that goes back to that dash and whatever. So if I put 1 run this season in there and we selected to update, you'll see, hopefully, that there are no dashes or slashes, if you like. These are only horses that have run this season, whether they're on AW, flat or handicap, but you won't find any dashes. So if you want to only deal with horses that have run recently, that's the way to do it. And I don't know if I mentioned before, but generally if you highlight something and select please use this and update it, it will actually turn green to show you've used something in that box. Now originally there was only one thing in those boxes, but because it's got quite busy, there are now 2 or 3 things in those boxes, so it could be any one of those. Days since last ran, so if you only want to deal with horses that are quite fresh, you might say, oh, okay, I want them to have run in the last 30 days or something. So you could do something like that. Days since last won, so if you only want horses that won but have won, recently, you can do that as well. So days since last won, 1 to say 50. I don't know if you get any horses like that, but that's how you do that. So basically, days since last ran, which is when they last ran, and days since last won, since they've last won. So if you want a fresh horse that's won recently, you'd probably play around with those too. DRS wins and DRS strike rate. Okay, this is kind of unique to, well, I think it's quite unique to PR ratings. It's a little bit difficult to explain. There's another video that explains it here as well if you click that question mark. But basically, it's based on a very similar race that the horse is running. So I take like 10 features of a race, distance, the jockey that's on the horse, the course, the I don't know, all kinds of things I take, and that video explained it more. And I kind of add up how well they've done at those in those similarities in the course. So what I'm basically trying to do is build up a similarity picture of where they're running today to where they ran before, and see if there's any similarities, and then it kind of gives you a win rate. So DRS wins is, they won at similar courses, at similar distances, similar number of runners, that kind of thing, and they've done it 10 times or whatever, and their strike rate is this. That video really does explain it better than I can. It shows where I got it from and everything else. So have a look at that, because that goes into more detail on that particular one. So rather than me ramble on about it and saying, oh yeah, this is what it does, it's all on that video and it's explained better there. OR official rating. This is the official rating from the Horse Racing Board, and I've ranked on official ranking as well. And I'm pretty sure that I've done it so that because often you'll get horses with the same official rating, so I've ranked them by that. So if they got the same official ranking, there'd be 2 1s or 2 2s or 2 3s or whatever. I don't know if you use official ratings or not. It's just the one that comes with the horse and decides how much weight it's going to carry and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a pretty thing. Green ratings was an original PR ratings system, and basically what it did, it took a number of columns and gave it a 1 or a 0 depending on how high that number was, which is kind of gone now because people stopped using PR ratings like that, but the rating is still there. So if it's got a green rating of 8, it's quite high. And MR ratings is another one of my own ratings, and again it's kind of made up of loads of different pieces of information added together to give a rating number, but it's quite a high range. It's very much like that the other one, where it's quite a high range, so you might that one there, so it's a bit difficult to tie down and get right. Speed rank, so I actually updated the speed rank because it was different, and so I've got an old rank or new rank. Basically, if you've done something with the old ranks, and you probably aren't if you're new to it, so just use the new ranking. But I did redo the ranking, so what I did was gave people the chance to use the old rank or the new ranking, because I think I'd done it the wrong way around, and basically if systems are created, I need to be able to allow people to change them. So there was an old ranking and a new ranking feature, but just use the new one now. And last, this is kind of this goes back to before we put in the race types, and I keep meaning to possibly get rid of this, but you can choose handicap or non-handicap or non-maidens. But obviously now you can choose handicap races and different types of races. But if you just want a quick and dirty, how does the system run with handicap, or how does it do it with non-handicaps, and what happens if we don't include maidens, then you get an idea very quickly about what to do. But when we come to the quick analyze part, I'll show you another way of doing that anyway. But for now, yeah, so basically that gives you that kind of information. So that's another column. That's column 3, and I'll see you in the next video.